Hey guys, LootWizard here, another quick video on Gems of War, and this one's going to be about Zilopochtli teams. So I put together about 4 teams that I think work okay with this Mythic troop, and we're going to be going over a few battles with them in a short while. First of all, I want to say that the Mythic troop here is not quite as powerful as I thought it was going to be originally. Maybe I'm missing something here, but you know, the 12 damage on yellow gems here, I tried to focus on that on a couple of teams, and even doubling up, having 2 of these, 24 damage every time I matched a yellow, it still wasn't quite as powerful as I thought it was going to be, because a lot of enemy troops, for me, have a lot of life, a lot of armor, somewhere around anywhere from like 70 to over 100, so it's going to take a long time to kill an enemy with this unless they're already close to dying. Then it can be really useful. But it's not really, it hasn't been working too well for me to focus on this trait as a main damage source. So I've been focusing more on the ability here with my teams. It will double its damage if there's a storm going, so we need to make sure there's always a storm going when we cast it. Also, it's going to have its damage boosted by purple gems on the board. That's a 1-to-1 ratio, so for every purple gem, it will do an extra damage. So we are focusing on trying to get as many purple gems on the board before we can cast it. If the enemy dies, it will create 12 skulls. That can be useful as well, but that's only if the enemy dies. But yeah, so how come this won't? There we go. It wasn't going back to the main screen for me. That was odd. Anyway, this is the first team here that using the Stormcaller class and 2 Finesse, and then the Essence of Evil in here. And the whole trick with this one is to get as much yellow going on. Now the Strix here, these Finesse troops, the thing about these is it's going to give 4 to all skills on Strix allies. Zilopochtli is a Strix troop, so it will be increasing its damage every single 4 or 5 match. And we have Essence of Evil here, simply for controlling the enemy by shutting them down, and then also as a mana generator. So this team works pretty good. It's a little slow to start, but once it gets really going, once you get the first few like 4 or 5 matches, you can really start things going. Now I'm doing a level 8 Explorer battle for these teams here, but as you can see, the life and armor and stuff on these troops is still pretty high. Now the nice thing about the Finesse troops is that they will give 6 mana to all other allies if there's a storm running when you cast them. So we're going to be giving our Essence of Evil and the Zilopochtli some much needed mana there. Now we have our Essence of Evil up, and now we can cast it on one of these troops, shut them down. Going to get some more of that yellow mana going. And now we have Zilopochtli up. So we don't have too many yellow gems on the board because we were focusing on this light storm for the 2 Finesse. And it will be doing double damage here because there's a storm going. So it will be doing over 100 damage. Let's take out the Mercy. Creates those skulls. Boom. So it's a little slow to start, but it's a pretty good one so far. Now for my second one, which is a little different, now you can use different classes for these too. The Stormcaller is really important for that light storm, but when you're not focusing on that light storm, then you can use a different class. This one I'm using the Frost Mage. But now in this team here, we're using a legendary troop that I hardly ever use, but it's actually pretty interesting in this team setup. So we have Abroath here, which will remove all gems from the board. It heals itself, come back to full health, and then it will gain attack damage according to your current magic. Now the colors for this is blue and purple, which is perfect for Lyraza. Lyraza is a legendary troop that will create a blue and purple storm at the same time. As you can see, those are the main colors that we're using for this team, is blue and purple. Now Rope Dart is here for some extra protection. It'll eliminate armor, and then it's going to deal some damage, but it will pull it to the first position, and then it's going to entangle that enemy, so that'll give us some extra protection for Abroath here. So let's go on ahead and use this one. But this team is focusing on a lot of those purple gems, so that's going to boost Zilopochtli's damage as well. And let's see here. I would take purple, but I don't want this skull to be used by the enemy. And once you get Abroath up, things start to get fun because you have this madness storm going. And so when it removes all the gems, there's a very good chance that you are going to get a 4 or 5 match. It didn't happen that time, but now let's use a rope dart first for extra protection here. Let's see. Let's grab this one, bring that up to the top. Let's use Abroath. See, right there we got a nice 4 match, and there's another 5 match lined up right there. Another 5 match. Lots of good mana here, and the attack damage is going to increase every time that you cast your Abroath. So that's really nice. Now, we do have Zilopochtli up, but I don't think it will be doing enough damage here to take one of these out. So let's hit it with Rope Dart first. Bring it up to the top. Then we'll use Zilopochtli on it. And then we killed it, so it created a lot of skulls for us. And then the high attack damage on Abroath there did a lot of damage. Then we can use Rope Dart, just clean up. So that's a pretty fun team too. Never thought I would really, I never thought I'd use Abroath much, but it's actually kind of fun in that team. The reason why it's nice like this is because Zilopochtli is going to create 12 skulls if an enemy dies when you cast it. And so in the first spot, you kind of want a troop. You don't have to, but for that particular part of its ability, it's nice to have a troop in the first spot that's going to be doing extra skull damage, because when it creates those skulls, then it will do that extra damage. So Abroath, that's why it's there. It's creating that extra attack damage every time you cast it, plus it'll give you a lot of those 4 or 5 matches with the storm going. Alright, so then moving on to another one, which is a little similar, but we don't have the Abroath in there. We replaced that with a Thrall, and we're using Rope Dart as kind of our main. Rope Dart and Zilopochtli are going to be our main 2 damage sources here. So, and it just, Mercy just converted all my purple to yellow. So now we're going to have to, there we go. We got a purple finally. Once you get Thrall up, you know, at least if your magic is high enough, it's going to destroy quite a few gems on the board and give you quite a few 4 or 5 matches if you have a storm going. Let's get rid of Mercy, because Mercy's just going to keep creating trouble for us. And now we got Zilopochtli back up, so let's create those extra skulls. And that's one thing you got to be careful about too if you don't have a strong defensive troop in that top spot, is that those skulls that Zilopochtli creates can also be used against you. So that's this team here is a little more dangerous. Alright, then moving on to, I got the Zillo Aqua team here with the Reflection of Good weapon. This one's kind of interesting. So Reflection of Good is going to act as kind of our mana generator as well as our defense, because it will give an ally all positive status effects, including barrier. So we can use that on itself, or we can use that on one of the other troops. But yeah, we're using La Raza here down at the bottom for that madness storm of blue and purple. That really does help. Now you could, if you don't have La Raza, you could try to get it down in the underworld. But if you don't have it, there are two other troops that you could use for creating a storm for these teams, and that is Umberwolf and Skady. But Umberwolf will create a purple storm. Dark Storm it's called for purple gems. And then Umberwolf, well, Skady will create an ice storm for blue, and Umberwolf will create the purple storm. But yeah, we're just going to cast this on ourselves, explode all those purple gems. That got a lot of stuff full. Now we can cast... yeah, let's go ahead and cast Aquaticus here. And what's great is that Aquaticus is going to explode half the blue gems on the board. And since we have that blue and purple storm going, it's going to create a situation where we're going to have more explosions going on. So how much damage is this going to do? It'll do double plus the boost. So we're looking at like... I mean, I don't think it'll do quite enough to kill those guys yet. Let's go ahead and cast Reflection of Good on myself one more time. Cast Aquaticus one more time. And that's full right away. So that's amazing. But we could also do that. Create some of those skulls. And we'll use Aquaticus again. And the nice thing about having some kind of storm going there with that extra purple is that when you do use the Reflection of Good on itself, it ensures you're going to have a nice explosion and also do lots of... you're going to have lots of extra of that purple mana coming back down on the board. So that's a really fun team. I like this one. Been using that quite a bit. And we got another one here with the Reflection of Good as well, but instead of Aquaticus, we have Kristin Axe. And Kristin Axe is in the top spot because it's a great tank. It will reduce damage from skulls by 50%. It has immunity to entangle, which ensures it's always going to be able to do its attack damage through skulls. And then we have enchant based on matching purple gems. Since we have a storm going that's going to guarantee lots of purple, you know, this is going to be, that's a good troop to have right there in the front. And so all I have to do is just match one purple, and we're going to get Reflection of Good up. Kristin Axe is enchanted. And now I have the option here. I could explode purple, but I think I'm going to go for the blue and green because there's more of that, and Kristin Axe will get all those positive buffs. And we can go ahead here and cast Kristin Axe. We'll see. Remove some gems there. We get some more mana going. And we can cast Kristin Axe again. Why not? And let's see. Is there anything? Yeah, I can't quite kill anything, I don't think. But we'll get something close. And we'll just keep exploding the board. Lots and lots of purple mana everywhere. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for the teams that I came up with in these 2 days. You got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 teams. But they're all kind of based around, this one's a little different here with the Finesse. But a couple of these are focused around Rope Dart and having La Raza here down in the bottom spot for your Madness Storm. And yeah, but I don't know, my favorites out of these are probably, like, this one's probably my #1 favorite, with the Reflection of Good, Aquaticus, Zilopochtli, La Raza. My second favorite is probably the Finesse one, and third favorite is probably the Abroath one. But yeah, they're all interesting. So hopefully hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit, and maybe gives you guys some ideas that I didn't even think of in creating a team with this new Mythic. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.